Alright, so in this video, I'm going to go through every single source I use for my niche research. So we have a good understanding of what a niche is and how to validate one on Amazon. Now we just need to know how to discover new niches. Although I'm going to reveal a lot of my profitable niches in the next video, you need to learn how to find new ones. You have to become self-reliant to be successful in the long run. I'm also going to go through briefly, I'm going to go through my research process on these websites that I use for niche research. So the process I follows a pattern. There's a source website that I'll use for niche research. It's usually a print-on-demand website, but not all of the time. I will use a metric to determine that there's demand for that niche on this website, on this print-on-demand website. If there is, I will add it to my list. I usually use Excel or Google Sheet to make lists, and then I'll validate it on Amazon. So the first print-on-demand website that I use for my niche research is Redbubble. I've found most of my best-selling niches right now through Redbubble. So let's have a look. Alright, so the way I research on Redbubble is I usually go into clothing. Then I go into women's clothing. And so what Redbubble has is they have this suggested topics tab, and so it has a lot of broad niches that you can go into. So you have occupations, you have hobbies, so just click on whatever you want. I'm gonna go with occupations. Now what I do is I filter it by best selling and sometimes trending, but let's just go with best selling. There we go. So now it's filtered by best selling. So this is the best selling design under occupations, under women's clothing. So this is where my niche research usually starts. Since it's filtered by best selling, there's demand for all of this. All of these niches are selling. So I would add it to a list and then I would validate it on Amazon. What you can also do is you can click on someone's shop. For example, let's go with this design by. You can click on the shop. And you can they have 499 designs in their shop. And so you can filter their shop by best selling as well. So the thing is, not a lot of print-on-demand websites let you filter by best selling. But Redbubble does, and that's why I love Redbubble so much. So you have like plethora of niches over here. Etsy. So Etsy is another one of my main marketplaces where I do my niche research. So I've made a video about Etsy, and I think I covered a lot in that. So make sure you watch that. It's on my YouTube video. But I'll just briefly go through the process again. So again, on Etsy, we're trying to establish that a niche has demand, right? So how do we do that? What I usually do is I just search for a random niche plus mug so that I can find a store that is doing print on demand. So let's take Norse mugs, for example. Could be any product as well, any print on demand product like mugs, canvases, t-shirts, doesn't matter. Now just click on any high rank, skip the ads, just click on any high ranking store, so which has a lot of reviews. This one has 1282 reviews. Okay, so now I go into the shop by clicking here. Then I click on the review section, and so there we go. Now I open another tab. I have my Google Sheets or Excel open, whatever you're comfortable with, and I start noting down all these niches. So let's take a look. Sweating for the wedding, personalized wedding bridesmaid gift. So the niche will be bridesmaid, and I'll go ahead and I'll enter that in the Excel sheet. So what this is establishing is that if there's a review for this niche, that means someone bought it. So that means there's demand for it. So if there's demand for this on Etsy, there has to be demand for it on Amazon. So it just it's just a probability game. It's just instead of testing niches that haven't established that they have demand on other marketplaces, I can save myself a lot of time in testing. So let's take a look. Elephant placement zebra. Okay. Post lines. teacher gift. Well, this is not really this is a very kids oriented store, it seems. So let's search for something else. Let's go for HR mug. There we go. So now let's open this store. It has 1600 reviews. We'll go into the review section, and there we go. Data analyst. Bearded man niche. There's so many niches. It's just you can never run out of niches. That's the thing. Camper, engineer, nurse, camping, sawdust, lumberjack. Okay, so that's the process I follow on Etsy. Amazon is another great place to search for niches. I usually do that by looking at other competitors. So what I do is I'll search for something generic. Let's go with funny nurse notebooks. Alright, let's go for a book that has a good BSR. This one's good. Let's just go with that one. Okay. So when the author is using Author Central, if you just click on the author name, you'll have trouble looking at the BSR. So what you're supposed to do is hover over the name and then click on see search results for this author. That way you can easily look at the BSRs. So now I do this with a couple of other authors. I just spy on them. I see what's selling for them. And that's a great way of discovering new niches, right? I hope you understand the process. I'm trying to explain you the process and not the actual. I'm not doing actual research. I'm just explaining the process, what things I'm looking for and how I do it. What I'm gonna do is I'll do a couple of lives in the private Facebook group where I'm doing live research in front of you guys, and we'll go through the entire process. I'll search for something, I'll create it, and then we'll market it together. But for your long-term success, you have to understand the actual process and what are the things that I look for. There are a bunch of other print-on-demand websites that I use to discover new niches, like Pinterest, TeePublic, Zazzle. I'm testing a thing on Pinterest right now where I am trying to promote my books through pins. And so I've seen people being successful doing that for merch by Amazon, pinning their t-shirts and stuff. So I'm testing the same thing with books, and I'll let you know how that goes. But Pinterest is a great place to discover what people are sharing. And the good thing about Pinterest is that it shows you best-selling designs because you know what people are pinning, what people are sharing, etc. TeePublic is another great platform. It's just like Redbubble. You can filter by popular and you can discover new niches by going to other people's store. The process remains same, doesn't matter which website it is. Zazzle is another print-on-demand website where the process remains the same. So to conclude this video, I follow this similar process on different websites. What I'm usually looking for is I'm trying to find something that's not on Amazon per se. Like it could be certain design ideas, could be certain type of books. Like for example, one of my best-selling books in Q4 was a book that was not on Amazon at all. And the niche had a couple of mugs, that's it. And it's still doing really well. So try to look for something that's not on Amazon but has demand. If you come across a niche that does not have a lot of products on Amazon, to validate that niche, you can look at its Google search volume. Go to Google Trends or use a software like Google Keywords Planner or Keywords Everywhere to look at the search volume for that niche. If it has a good search volume, then it might be worth testing that on Amazon.